For this project, I am choosing to reflect on our nostalgia unit from the beginning of class. I will be talking through my thoughts from the Why Are All Cartoon Mothers Dead and how I feel the times are changing for the better since the release of this essay. Specifically, I will be diving into the roles of the characters from Incredibles 2 and how the creators reflected strong female characters. It seems that in animated films over the decades have shown that the mother character is disposable to the storyline. People started to notice this common portrayal of the female characters, and more recent movies have begun to implement a change. In the movies Incredibles 2, premiering in 2018, this movie takes the animation industry to the right direction by casting the mother character as the main superhero. Ellen Parr, also known as Mrs. Incredible's role in the movie differs from the first as the plot shifts from the focus on the father figure in the first movie to the mother figure in the second and how she saves the day. Throughout the movie, there are many gender stereotypes, and yet Mrs. Incredible defies these stereotypes and proves to be the mother that really can do it all. Mrs. Incredible takes charge in this 2018 movie by becoming the ultimate superhero to save all other supers from hiding. She proves to be a great representation of mothers while also proving herself to be the best superhero of the time. Mrs. Incredible challenges the gender roles of the time set in the movie being set in the 1960s, and even pushes against today's perspective. She identifies this when she states it's a man's world, and she continues to ask the other woman, "What world do you live in?" These two quotes sum up the impact of gender roles have on the setting of the movie, and there is nothing else that in the world according to men, and women are just living in it and doing what men allow them to do. That is why it is so monumental that Elastigirl was the main hero of not only the problems in her storyline, but in the movie as a whole. The makers of Incredibles 2 allowed her to set an example for other animation films to follow, and has been so common that the mothers are removed from movies to cause more emotion for the characters in the audience. Her role allows us to showcase the modern-day dynamics of gender roles because with the feminist movement being in full force, women are starting to take a stand in the world. Mothers during this set time of movie were considered to be stay-at-home moms, so Elastigirl seemed to have helped pave the way for the rest of mothers to follow. Even at the end of the movie, Elastigirl is the one trusted to save the day instead of her husband, Bob Parr. When the villain is about to escape the situation, the Incredible family all encourage their mom, Mrs. Incredible, to go after the villain so she can finish her mission. It is her duty to finish what she started, and it's important for the film's focus that it be her to defeat the villain. When she goes to chase the villain, she even picks another woman superhero to come help her, instead of choosing one of the many powerful men in the room to help her save the day. Also, Violet, the daughter, offers up the solution to saving the city by turning the ship rather than stopping it so it does not crash into the city. She volunteers herself, despite the desire to use her powers to help save everyone, to protect her baby brother just in case the ship crashes. Here, Violet gives a good example of a strong female character using her knowledge to help the situation and then doing what is best for her family, rather than choosing to do what interests her the most. Instead of having Mrs. Parr stay at home all day and take care of the children, Mr. Parr takes on the homemaker role and struggles to do everything Helen would do, and he tries to please the kids while also being sensible. While Mrs. Incredible is out saving cities, Mr. Incredible is trying to deal with a baby, elementary math homework, and his daughter's first date. He tries his best to succeed, but it seems that Mother knows best, and with more than just saving the day. His character in this movie is reversed from his role in the first Incredibles. While his wife is off on the super mission, it is his turn to stay at home and be the homemaker. This analysis of Mr. Incredible contrasts the analysis of father figures given by Sarah Boxer in her article, Why Are All the Cartoon Mothers Dead?, where father figures typically are described as close to perfect. In her article, she continues to state that most mothers in animated films are killed off and replaced by evil characters as the mother figure, while the fathers set up and get adoration. But in Incredibles 2, continues to defy typical standards because Mr. Incredible could not be farther from perfection. He does not know how to help his children with what they need, and he selfishly wants Elastigirl to take the job with DevTech so he can become a superhero again himself. He makes parenting mistakes and refuses to call his wife to gain her insight due to his own pride. But he tries his best to do right by his children, and he is unlike any other father figure in animation because he is shown to make many mistakes while parenting, especially while his wife is off saving the world. Not only does Incredibles 2 showcase Mrs. Incredible as the main character, but it also has a female villain. Usually for superhero movies, the production always casts a male villain. Men are characterized to be physically stronger and more cunning, but in this movie, it showcases Evelyn as the mastermind of evil actions. Having the villain in this movie be a woman was more a genius move by the Pixar team because it allowed them to bring roles of strong women characters even further. It also was not very common to have a woman as a villain for films, so this pushes the movie even further in the right direction on showcasing more powered women. It also allows for Evelyn and Elastigirl's relationship to build significantly throughout the film because they could relate to each other and no one except Evelyn to be the villain in the end. Not only the villain and the main character is female, but the ambassador to the country was female as well. This also adds a huge addition to the characters' roles because the Pixar team gave another big role away to a strong female. The movie clearly wanted to showcase female characters in the best way possible and give them the most important roles to the film. In the first Incredibles movie, Mrs. Incredible sits on the sideline while her husband goes off to be a hero, but as the movie continues, it is because of her help and her children that ultimately save the day. So not only is she a hero in the first movie, but the second as well, but the second being more prominent role. It is clear that female roles of The Incredibles 2 are heightened for a cooler purpose and to show that women are just as valued as men in every character role. Clearly, the release of Incredibles 2 showcases many important female roles. With the storyline revolving around Helen Parr as Elastigirl and the villain Evelyn, this movie pushes past social norms and defies the typical gender roles of the animation movie realm. It makes a statement that contradicts Sarah Boxer's article about mother figures in animation movies, which in the end is a good step in the right direction for the movie industry. The movie also features smaller, strong female characters that add to the positive representation of women and it allows their strength in the film to be recognized. In conclusion, the film's reversal of the common family dynamic allows the female characters in the movie to take charge and to save the day.